Hey y'all, good morning. And we're going to create my calendar. Getting some questions in the group. People seem to be stuck on this part, so I thought let's just create a whole new video because there's been a lot of changes since the last one that I put in how to set up calendars. They've actually gotten a lot easier. So what I did was I deleted my calendar and turned off all of my connections. And we're just going to walk through and set up the calendar together. So we're going to set up the calendar. Then we're going to set up a calendar funnel in the next video. Because what I think is really cool about what we're able to do with this system is not just send someone to the calendar itself, but we can actually create a page that is a container for our calendar so that we can actually track people that go to that page. That way, if we're sending traffic to that page and they're not booking a call, we can automatically follow up with them. So let's get into it. The cool thing is just about everything that you need to set up are really in two places inside the system. It's really inside my profile. And what I mean is your profile, my profile. Like over here on the left hand side, when you go to settings, right under business profile, is you've got your profile, right? So that's where we are right now. And the other universe is the calendars right here. Actually, we're not going to go into settings for the calendars. But for right now, let's just do the first thing that we need to do, which is integrate our things. And by things, I mean our Gmail, our Google Calendar, maybe you're using Outlook, whatever it may be. When you're in my profile, you're going to see calendar settings. And there's two things that we want to set up. Number one, integrate our calendar. Number two, integrate our video conferencing. So that might be Meet, that might be Zoom. Maybe you're not doing video conferencing and you'll just use other. Right? So first things first, let's do our connection here. And here's our options. We can set up Outlook, Calendly. If you already have Calendly and you just want to connect it, you can do that as well. Now, I will say it's you can move away from Calendly. Like this function was put in here because there's a lot of people out there that just they've been using Calendly for 5, 6 years and they just don't want to move away from it. There's nothing that Calendly does that you can't do inside our system. So you can just save yourself the expense of Calendly and not have to integrate it. But if you love Calendly and you just want to stick with it, then all right, go ahead and integrate that. I use Google Calendar. That is where I store all of my meetings, all of my appointments. That is the truth of source as to if I am available or not. So that is what I'm go ahead and connect. So we'll go right there, hit continue. Continue. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if I recorded the pop up right there. I don't know if Loom captures the pop up. If you guys saw how to, but it's really simple. Literally, she's going to pop up and say, "Hey, do you want to allow this software to your email?" All that good stuff. All right, so conflict calendars. If you have another calendar, this is really cool. So let's say that you have your work calendar and then you've got a personal calendar, right? You can check for conflicts onto calendars. You can also connect like your Outlook. So that's really cool as well. Okay, so I've done set up my calendar. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to video conferencing. And I don't want, so I do have Google Meet already connected, but usually, or I should say always, I use Zoom. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my Zoomy. Zoom right here. You can also connect Microsoft Teams if you're stick like that. I mean, hey, no judgment. I don't know if you can see the pop-up, but I'm signing into Zoom. Still signing into Zoom. Got the spinning wheel. All right, we done connected it. Success. Zoom account connected. All right. All right. We are cooking with oil, ladies and gentlemen. We done connected Zoom. We connected Google Meet just in case. And we connected our calendar. Super cool. Now, let's go ahead and set up our user availability. Now, user availability is not the same as calendar availability, and we're going to get to that when we build out my calendar, right? Because, my my user availability, this is just like the hours that I'm at my desk, right? But I might have certain calendars, like let's say that I wanted to create a calendar for new clients that are just onboarding and we're going to have a one-on-one call. I might only want to do those between like 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So those are the hours that I'm going to set on that particular calendar. I don't have to change my available hours. I'm just going to do that within the calendar itself, but we'll get to that when we get to stuff. Okay, so user availability, meeting location, I'm going to say is Zoom. That's my standard, which I've already done. Okay, it sees that I'm already connected. All right, Coolio. Why is it not? It says custom, connect Zoom. Don't know why. Okay, so we're not going to change that right now. All right, so here's the hours that I work. I work 12 a.m. to 12 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. I am the hardest working man in show business. So no, we need to change this. I am available. We'll go ahead and put 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Copy this. Sweet. So because we already check marked the days of the week, right, Monday through Friday, and our hours are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, I know that like there's certain times in here, like I've got webinars planned and all that kind of stuff, but that's on my calendar. I don't have to worry about that. So update availability. Okay, cool. So I believe now the other thing that we can do is once I already deleted my calendar, so I can't select my calendar right here. But after we create the calendar, I'll be able to just hit this drop down and it'll show like Aaron's calendar. That's my calendar attached to profile. Okay, coolio. So we got the most important stuff done over here. Now let's move over to, let's get out of settings because I don't want to go to calendar settings. I want to go back here to calendars. And here's like a bird's eye view right here of like what's on your calendar. Now, and that's reading from my Google Calendar, where that's pulling that info from, obviously. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create a calendar. We might create a couple of calendars so that I can show you like the difference, right? So the first one we're going to do, we're going to create a calendar. And here's all of our options. And don't forget, y'all, there's a explore more types right here. So let's kind of go through this real quick. What I'm going to set up right now is going to be a personal booking. It's for me, right? It's my direct calendar. This will be the calendar that I like put on my emails, right, at the footer of my emails. This will be what I send to people for a one-on-one call. Now, let's say that we're doing like an onboarding call, and myself, my assistant Allie, we both can do those onboarding calls. Well, then what I'll do is I'll create a round robin, and what that means is the calendar is an onboarding call. It's going to show availability from whoever is in that round robin. So in other words, you've got two or more individuals that can handle that type of call. So you're not just looking at one person's calendar, you're looking at the availability across everybody who's in that round robin. Then you've got class bookings to meet with multiple participants. So this can be webinars, group trainings, online classes. This could be live classes, doing like yoga, live yoga classes, right? And everybody's gonna like meet at a specific area. Well, collective booking, honestly, this is the one that I've never messed around with. Uh, Multiple hosts meet with one participant. Um, yeah, don't know why that would be. Panel interviews, committee reviews. All right, cool. Well, obviously that's not the kind of stuff that I do. Event calendar. Oh, this is more for physical events. No host association, conferences, public seminars, expos. That's pretty cool. So the event calendar, I guess that would be more for like the live yoga class where it really doesn't depend on that one person. That's actually new. I haven't seen that before. Literally, that's popped up like service booking. This is really, really cool for like local businesses. A lot of our home service companies, like roofers, our landscapers, HVAC guys, home appliance repair people. That's where the service booking is really, really cool. Um, and you can make those paid. Well, you can make any of these paid booking, by the way. But we're not going to do that today. All right, so let's just do my one-on-one calendar. So we're just going to collect that, and we're just going to call this Aaron Paul. And you select the team member. I'm already selected. I'm right there. Now we need a custom URL. So now keep in mind these are for the widget that's not going to use your specific domain. Because for this calendar, like you don't have to have a domain to put this on. You're literally going to use like the system-wide calendar. So the ending right here, like it can't be like yoga. Someone's already used it. Probably no one is using Paul. So that works. We can just do that. Now, meeting duration. Y'all, I don't know when was the last time I ever had a 30-minute meeting, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in as a 30-minute meeting. Usually mine lasts a lot longer because I like to talk. So, now, what days do I want to have this open? Well, I really want this to be available matching my usual. Now, remember, we set on my profile, I set to 4 p.m., right? That overrules whatever is in here. So just because this defaulted to 5 p.m., this will never show a 5 p.m. setting because my user profile is gated at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So I'm going to change this anyway to 4 p.m. Boom, boom, boom. And like I said, you can just click accept. Like if this is like a paid meeting, I'm going to go into advanced settings. I could just stop here and just hit confirm. Done with it, but I want to show all of the possibilities. We're going to go to advanced settings. Plus, there's some stuff that I want to mess about with. So here's your calendar logo. Usually this is like, upload like a picture of yourself. I was having some issues with this the other day. Like it really didn't any of my, it was making all of my pictures like super, yeah, like it stretches it out. This is like the Jim Hanson's Muppet version of me. And if I make it circle, oh, that doesn't help either. So I'm just going to remove that. I don't have a 180 by 180 image is the problem here. Or maybe I do. Well, I have an 800 by 800. No, that's probably too big. Uh, let's try. Let's try this one, but it's probably way too big as well. Oh, what do you know? It worked. All right, there I am. All right, description. Um, schedule one call with Aaron. All right, cool, cool, cool. We're not using a group, so I'm not going to put this into a group. Custom URL. We just yada yada yada. All right, meeting invite title. I want this to be um, customized here. So we're going to put contact name. Right? So this could be Joe, Aaron, and then we'll go like that. Zoom meeting. Let's put Zoom meeting. It's pretty clear where we're going to meet, right? All right, now, wow, we're back to the meeting location. Let's see if it likes it. I integrated it and allowed me to do Zoom. Ain't that cool? Okay, what color do you want this to appear on your camera? I'm weird in that I like to color coordinate my calendar. So I'm going to use tangerine. So I'll do like one-on-one calls. I'll make like tangerine. If I've got like ongoing, regularly scheduled meetings, I'll make those like purple. And just like look at my calendar and I kind of. All right, so I think we got everything here done. So I'm going to click save, and that's not going to end what we're doing right here. We're gonna go through all of these settings right here. So we're just saving our meeting details, and we're going to move on to availability, then forms and payment, then notifications. Let's hit save. We got the first part pretty much knocked out here. Now again, weekly availability hours. I'm not going to change this calendar. I want this calendar to reflect my working hours. So we're cool. Now, here's something that you can do if you want to be cool, because all cool people have a lot of meetings on their calendars. So you could literally say like, here, make me look busy and block out 50% of the calendar. Um, so that's a cool feature if you want to do that. I don't want to do that. Recurring meeting. This is really cool. This is something that we could not do even like a month ago. So that's a new feature. So if we really wanted to make this like a weekly, we could just go weekly. Times to repeat, 10 times, boom. And now we've got a weekly meeting. But this is not a recurrent, so we're just going to leave that alone. Okay, slot interviews and meeting duration. I always leave the slot interview interval exactly the same as meeting duration. Minimum scheduling notice, and what that means is, do you want people to be able to book like in an hour from now, right? So if I publish this calendar and then somebody hops on it, they'll be able to book a call with me today. Usually, what I like to do is have a 1 day, but you could also make this like 2 hours or 1 hour or 30 minutes, whatever you want to do. But I usually like a day's notice. keep things super organized. Now, date range. Now, this is really important depending on the type of calendar that you're creating. If we were going to like use this as a sales call, okay, I don't want people booking out like a month from now. That's a quick recipe to nobody showing up to that call. I want them to book and then get on the call as soon as possible. So if this were a sales call, I would make this like a 7-day date. Don't book out past 7 days for anything that's sales related. Trust me on this, less people will show up. Okay. So we're not really doing a sales call. This is just like just meeting with me one-on-one. So I'm going to make this a 10-day window. And by the way, too, like you could literally just make it like 2 or 3 days. Like if you want people to book on your calendar right away, which some stuff I will say, like if you're doing mid-ticket sales stuff, okay, you can do 7 to 10 days. But let's say that you're doing like high ticket stuff that's like 5K or more. I would probably limit that to somewhere between 3 to 5 days. You want them to jump on the call. The other thing that's really going to be important is your follow-up notifications and everything, your reminders. But that's another whole video that we'll do at another time. Maximum bookings per day. I always leave this alone. If you are lucky enough and get to the point that like your calendar is just jamming and you're like, hey man, I can't talk to more than like 10 people in a day. I can't talk to more than like 15 people a day. I'm getting run right. Then you can limit that. Maximum bookings per slot. This should be one, obviously, for this calendar. Now, remember when I said I almost never have a 30-minute meeting? I want my calendar. Like, I don't want to just book someone for a 90-minute meeting, right? I don't want to book them for a 60-minute. We're going to book them for a 30-minute meeting, but here's the thing. I'm going to put a buffer time in between. So I'm going to put a buffer time of 15 minutes before the call. What that means is nothing else before that can be booked on my calendar. I will always have 15 minutes before this meeting to prepare for this meeting. Now, the buffer time. I know I always go like past. I don't want there to be another meeting booked like at the 31-minute mark, right? Because I know I'm going to go long. So I need a 30-minute buffer time after this call. So I'm giving my calendar the breadth of an hour, really an hour and 15 minutes. But my meeting time, I'm giving it the breadth of an hour, even though I might not be on the call. I probably will be on the call. Most of it. You get what I'm saying. Okay, so we got our little buffer time set up there. We're going to hit save. If y'all are not on the iced coffee train, so I'm in Arizona right now, and it's summertime, and it's hot out. So even when I go get my coffee at like 6:30 in the morning, it's triple digits. So I started drinking iced Americanos, and the cool thing is, man, it gets in your veins. It really gets, I should say, into your blood flow a lot faster. So now we're on forms and payments, and here, if we want to set up a very specific form, we can do that right here. All that I really care about is first name, last name, email. That's all that I need to make sure. Now, if it's someone that's already in the system, right, their information is just going to pre-populate. Okay. So most of this stuff, we can just leave it alone. We don't need to change it. I do want to pre-populate. Sticky contacts. what that means is if this is someone that's already in my CRM, they don't have to put in their name, phone number, email because I already have it. It's just going to pull their information from their CRM. And that's really, really convenient for the people. Confirmation page. Now, this is important only once we get to, like, if we're going to put this on a page, then we literally can just put a redirect URL right here. This is also cool if we're using our calendar for ad campaigns, right? If we're running an ad campaign that links to our calendar, and then once they book, we want to send them to a page that we can track, so we can send that back to the algorithms to let them know that we got it. Again, another whole topic, but it's a really cool feature. I'm going to leave it as default right now because I don't really need to change that for this calendar. So we're just going to have the default thank you message. That's all fine and dandy. Metapixel, don't need to do it on this one. Auto confirm new calendar meetings. This is completely up to you. I usually leave this on because I'm never like declining. Like if a calendar's open and I have that time and I gave someone the link, I'm gonna meet with them, right? So it's not an issue for me. However, if you need to confirm the meetings, right after they do that time slot, then it'll give them a message that says your meeting is not confirmed yet. It will be confirmed once the person has been. Okay, cool. If you want to set up payments, you can set it up right here. Just turn that little thingy on, and you'll be good to go. On payments, you'll put in how much it is to all yada yada yada. But we're not going to do that on this step. All right. Now, this is really, really cool. And it used to be that we had to set up an entire like workflow in a different part of the system under automations to like follow up with everything. But now we can do this right here at the calendar level, which is awesome because we can have very specific emails just for the people that booked on this. So this is really cool. So I'm going to hit save. Yes, I do want to enable email, and I do want to enable in-app. Cool, cool. So I'm going to, now here, this is where you create your email. This is what they're going to get after they schedule a call with you, and you can customize this, and then you can save it as a template. You can then pull it down from the template, all that good stuff. I'm not going to spend time like completing this part right here, but it's pretty straightforward. Just here's the message that they're going to get. Here's who it's going to come from. Here's the email address that you're going to use, and then send yourself a test email. Always send yourself a test email before you start using email. Okay, so this one right here is going to go to the contact. Then you've got the assigned user right here. This is what's going to go to me to let me know that someone's scheduled this call. Additional emails, this will only go to the people like if other people were added, right? Like where it said like, yes, that's where that's going to go. And again, test all of these before you send them out. But this is super, super cool that we can just do all of this right here in the calendar. Okay, so we got that part done. And then appointment booked, status confirmed. Oh, this is the one that I should have done because I don't have an unconfirmed. So mine, remember, we set the settings to auto confirm. So this is really the only one that I needed to set up was the status confirm. This is what's going to automatically go out as soon as they book on my calendar. Cancelization. That's a hard word to say, ladies and gentlemen. Cancelization. Okay. Again, just go through and edit each part of this notification for people that want to cancel, and that what this should include. Why the spacing is like this on here. Upcoming appointment originally scheduled. Here are the details for reference. Okay, this is going out to the contact. Okay, so this is if we did that, and then assigned user. Schedule. This is what goes out to us. Usually, what you would do is, I'm not going to turn this on at this time. Usually, you're going to include like a reschedule link. And then here's the follow-up. This is the email that goes out like after your meeting has concluded. And that's really cool. Again, let's go back to if we're doing like a sales call, right? Or even if we're doing like a onboarding, some kind of like support, right? Let's follow up with them automatically after the meeting saying, hey, really appreciate time. If you need yada, 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 go here, right? Just really good practices. All right, so allow Google and Outlook Calendar to send invitation and update emails to attendees. I really like that because the thing is, our emails, your emails, they might go to promotions tab. They might go to the spam tab, right? We don't know, but we know that they're going to get the notifications and information from Google or from Outlook because that's the email system that they're using. So really important to do that. Assign contacts to their respective calendar team member. That's only important if you're assigning contacts to a specific person. If you only have one person, if it's just you, then you don't need to do that. Allow rescheduling of meetings. I usually put this, I put that the reschedule link will expire 15 minutes before the meeting and the cancellation 15 minutes before the meeting. You can set this to an hour. You can set this to a day, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I usually allow a lot of flexibility. I'm very chill, laid back. Something comes up, you got to reschedule. Go ahead and reschedule. No worries. Okay. We're done with the notifications. So we're going to hit save, and we're going to go to the last part, which is customization. All right. Here's where we can create a cover image. And I need to remember, I don't remember exactly how this shows up on the calendar, but I'm going to go ahead and put something in there. I'm just going to try using my, like the same thing that I like to use on my Facebook page. I just want to see how it looks. It's probably like wildly too large. It is wildly too large. They want 180 by 180. Let's see. Do I have anything? Do I have a 180 by 180? I really don't. And I want to use another picture of myself, so I really don't know what I would use. I'm just going to skip it for now. I'm just going to skip it for now because I don't know what to put in there. But I am one of those that I do like to like design my calendar. Primary color. This is really cool. I usually like to use dark navies. I'm just going to change this to dark navy. Background color, I'm not going to mess with that. We'll just leave it at white. Button, schedule meeting. Here, let's go book call. And you can also do like book call with Aaron. All right. I think we got this done, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are good. Let's hit save. Let's put a cap on this. All right, cool. So now we've created our calendar. It's called Aaron Paul. Here is where we can troubleshoot. there's any problems, or we want to find out if there's any issues, here's where we can share our calendar. So let's take a look at the sharing possibilities. Scheduling link, permanent link. So scheduling link is determined by the slug. Adjust the slug, and the scheduling link automatically adapts to the modification. I've never used the scheduling link. I've always used the permalink. The permanent link, that's what I use if I want to put this like in my emails. Let's take a look at actually what it looks like. And then you've got your embed code right here as well. So if you want to embed it somewhere like on social media or something like that. But you know what? I don't know if Loom is going to switch. What I might have to do, because I think it only shows the page that I'm on. So I think I can just paste it here and then hit the back button. Let's do that just so y'all can see it, and then we'll just go. Okay. So remember when we talked about that the URL, it's going to give you a growth builders. It's going to give you an API widget booking link, which is why you'd want to put this on your own page. So while you can just use the permalink, I don't recommend that you do. But that's going to be in the next video. I'm going to show you how to put this on your own page. A lot of you already have like a booking page within one of your sites, right? And there's a cool little element that you just click a button and you add your calendar to any page. But the last thing we want to do is remember where we started was under my profile. And I want to go back to my profile because remember, we did not associate a calendar with our profile. So I'm going to come down here, and now I can click the thingy, and there's my calendar that's now associated to my profile. Okay. So I don't think I might have to do update profile. We'll do it anyway, just in case. And I'm not using a signature right now. I probably should start using a signature. So go ahead and customize and create one of those. But that's it, folks. It took us a little bit more time to do this because obviously I'm talking and I'm going through all the possibilities and everything that we can do, and I'm talking about iced coffee and stuff like that. So it took us a lot longer than it actually takes you to build this out. So go into your account, set up your calendar, get all of this stuff done. Literally the fastest way to start getting more clients and more revenue is to start booking meetings and conversations on your calendar. This is one of the first things that you all should be doing. So go ahead, get this set up. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create an appointment funnel or just put your calendar within its own isolated page that you can send people to. All right. Cheers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.